Deep in the Atlantic Ocean lies a patch of water that has baffled sailors, scientists, and storytellers for centuries. You've probably heard of it. It's called the Bermuda Triangle. Spanning roughly 500,000 square miles between Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico, this enigmatic region has been linked to the disappearance of ships, planes, and people under circumstances so strange they've sparked some of the wildest theories imaginable. Let's start where it all began, the stories. The legend of the Bermuda Triangle dates back to at least the 15th century. Believe it or not, Christopher Columbus made one of the earliest recorded observations while sailing through the region in 1492. Accounts from his logbook describe his crew's compass behaving erratically, unusual lights appearing in the sky, and a column of flames supposedly crashing into the sea. At the time, his crew chalked it up to divine intervention or the wrath of the unknown. But could it have been something else? The modern reputation of the Bermuda Triangle as a danger zone really took off in the mid-20th century. In 1945, a group of 5 U.S. Navy bombers, known famously as Flight 19, vanished during a training mission in the Triangle. The planes were adequately equipped, the skies were clear, and the pilots had radioed back to base with no signs of distress until suddenly their transmissions became garbled. The last words overheard? "We are entering white water. Nothing seems right. We don't know where we are. The water is green, no white." None of the planes were ever recovered. Even more eerily, the rescue planes sent in search of them disappeared as well. And it wasn't just planes. Ships also seemed to vanish without a trace. The USS Cyclops, a Navy cargo ship, disappeared in 1918 with 309 crew members aboard, a single-ship tragedy of such magnitude that no wreckage was ever found. In another instance, the SS Marine Sulphur Queen, a tanker carrying molten sulfur, disappeared in 1963 along with its entire crew. Over the decades, hundreds of vessels have reportedly suffered the same fate, leaving port, entering the Triangle, and simply never being seen again. But what causes these disappearances? This is where the theories, both fantastical and scientific, begin to swirl. The most imaginative explanations often delve into the supernatural. Some theories suggest the Bermuda Triangle is connected to the lost city of Atlantis. According to this hypothesis, the advanced technology of the fabled underwater city might interfere with modern navigational instruments, causing ships and planes to lose their way. Others believe the area contains a portal to another dimension. Proponents of this idea argue that time warps or interdimensional rifts could explain the sudden disappearances and lack of wreckage. Still, others think extraterrestrial forces might be at play, with UFO sightings adding fuel to the idea that aliens use the Bermuda Triangle as a hub for abductions. It's easy to see why these wild theories captivate the imagination. They're exciting, they're mysterious, and in some cases they're downright chilling. But as fascinating as these stories are, science offers a more grounded perspective on the Bermuda Triangle. First, let's address the geography. The triangle is located in a part of the Atlantic Ocean notorious for unpredictable weather and strong ocean currents. Sudden, violent storms can emerge seemingly out of nowhere, quickly overwhelming even the most experienced sailors. Waterspouts, or oceanic tornadoes, are also more frequent in this region and can create conditions that are nothing short of catastrophic. Then, there are the ocean's physical features. The Bermuda Triangle is home to some of the most complex underwater landscapes in the world. The seafloor here is littered with deep trenches, underwater mountains, and massive sinkholes known as blue holes. Ships that sink in this area often vanish entirely into these deep geological features, making it incredibly challenging to locate wreckage. One particularly compelling explanation ties the disappearances to the presence of methane hydrates, pockets of methane gas trapped under the ocean floor. When these pockets rupture, they can release sudden bursts of gas into the water, reducing its density. This process, in theory, could cause ships to sink almost instantaneously. For planes, the release of methane gases into the atmosphere could result in engine malfunctions or even mid-air explosions. Another factor is human error. The Bermuda Triangle is one of the busiest maritime and aviation routes in the world. A high volume of traffic naturally leads to a greater number of accidents. Compounding this is the fact that compasses in the triangle sometimes display magnetic anomalies. While these anomalies aren't supernatural, they can disorient inexperienced navigators, steering them off course and into danger. However, here's a twist. Many experts argue that the Bermuda Triangle isn't as mysterious as it seems. Statistical analyses show that the number of accidents occurring in the triangle is no greater than in any other heavily trafficked area of the ocean. In other words, it might simply be chaos at work, amplified by our human tendency to look for patterns and create stories in the face of the unknown. And what about the disappearances? Some have been explained. The wreck of the USS Cyclops, for example, was discovered decades later, resting deep in an underwater trench. Sonar imaging revealed that structural failure, a snapped keel, likely led to its sinking. Similarly, pieces of wreckage attributed to Flight 19 have been uncovered, suggesting mechanical failures and poor weather conditions were the primary culprits. Yet, as much as science helps clarify some mysteries, there is still something about the Bermuda Triangle that keeps us coming back, questioning, wondering. Maybe it's the allure of unanswered questions. Maybe it's our fascination with the sea as an untamed and unconquerable force. Or maybe it's the idea that in a world where technology seems to explain everything, there are still places where mystery reigns supreme. Whether you believe in sea monsters, aliens, or simply the power of nature, the Bermuda Triangle continues to be a source of intrigue. It's a reminder that our planet, despite all our advancements, is still full of uncharted corners and unexplained phenomena. So the next time you hear about a strange disappearance in this fabled stretch of water, ask yourself, is it just chance, or could there be something more lurking beneath the waves? One thing's for certain, the Bermuda Triangle may not be a true anomaly of navigation and science, but its legend thrives, and maybe that's the real power it holds over us all.